Welcome to T.W.I.M and I.D.C. If you don't know what that means, it means the world is mad and I don't care. On here I talk about how chaos is normal and how the normal is actually chaotic. This is where I also talk about how to deal with the chaos and how to balance the self. If you are someone going through psychosis, I want you to listen up, because this information will help you on your journey. On today's episode, I will be talking about the delusion behind life. To be honest, we are all delusional. And if I know anything about delusions, is that sometimes it is real and other times it is not real. It's very important to understand how the mind works when it comes to creation. Because to be honest, in order to create, one must be delusional. But sometimes these delusions take us to a place that is actually very dangerous for ourselves. And the example would be one going through a very psychotic time in life. So the delusion behind psychosis is a very hard thing to process. This kind of delusion isn't actually dangerous. In fact, it is the kind of delusion that is screaming for help. The person that is experiencing psychosis is actually blinded by the truth in their whole experience. And the truth is that you created the psychosis for yourself. And you're probably wondering, how the hell did I create this chaos in the back of my mind? Simple and easy. Once upon a time, something crazy happened in your life, and instead of facing that crazy and facing the pain within, you decided to create a story on top of it in order to protect yourself from that experience. And here's the thing about that story. The person that starts creating a story on top of the true story continues to create another story on top of that delusion, and then continues to create another delusion on top of that delusion, which creates a loop in time that actually keeps you stuck in the same place you once were. This creation happens every single time you relive the first experience. And so when you start creating more stories on top of that experience, it starts creating more chaos in the back of the mind. So how can you, the individual that is experiencing psychosis, convince yourself of the truth that is so painful to even look at? You must first acknowledge one thing. The person that is experiencing psychosis has a hard time seeing the reality of their trauma. They are constantly creating a story that is apparently protecting them. The truth about protecting ourselves from that fear is that fear continues to grow, only because we want to avoid how scared we actually are. This feeling of vulnerability is so strong, we mask it and tell ourselves that there is no reason to be afraid. But what the person does not realize is the more they create a story on top of the first experience, they continue to relive the first experience, because the story they created is not satisfying. It actually does not make any sense to the mind. And it is always, why does it keep repeating? Why does it keep repeating? It is because there is a part of that person that is wanting an actual answer, that is wanting some form of liberation from the pain that it has experienced. The first thing you must do is be okay with your vulnerable side, that pain inside of you is actually not going to kill you. Whenever the person sits in this space, they tend to think about death. They want to die. They want to end their life. But what you don't realize is that you don't want to die. This version of you that has experienced that trauma wants you to let it go. Because if the case is that you are reliving the past, that means you are living two versions of yourself. You are living the version of you that is here right now, and also the version of you that is experiencing the trauma. So this split that is going on in the back of your mind is literally a war between you. And the past you wants to die. It wants you to release it. And how can you release it? By showing it love. And the right way is admitting the truth. The truth is that it was very scary. It did not make any sense. People did not treat you right. No one was there to love you. No one was there to support you. You were always put down. Even your dreams were put down. And that version of you needs that support, to feel like there is someone out there that loves them dearly. And who loves this version of you so dearly? You yourself. You are still moving forward regardless of the chaos in the back of your mind. It is the version that you are right now that can remove that second part of you out of that place. It's already dead. And of course, this is why you want to die. It is just your past self that wants you to turn around and say, can I please go? Please remind me that there is still love within me. Please remind me that I am still moving forward. Please remind me that I am still strong. How many years have you been stuck in this loop? You have been in this loop for so long, and you're not even realizing that you are that version of yourself that is still pushing forward. You are still that individual that has love for yourself. Just like how that version of you that still lives inside of you is screaming for help, you are that version of yourself that is like, I'm trying to figure it out. I want to be better. I want to live this life to the fullest. It is you against you. You have a beautiful story that is continuing. And this is why I share this information with you, because I experienced the same thing and I saw a way out. I had to tap into my vulnerable side. I had to see this part of me that wanted to die. I have liberated myself from this split in time just by turning around and saying, hey, I'm here for myself. I want you to remember that you are love, that you have strength within you. Do not ignore yourself. I believe in you. Do it little by little. We live in a delusional world. Why not create stories of love? When you create these stories of love, you won't believe it in the beginning, but you will see your heart will start opening up. We are all delusional, and if we are all delusional, allow that delusion to be of love and not of hate. What do you guys think? I would love to hear your opinions. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!